Hey everybody, welcome back to Just Tucking Around. Today we're joined by Anthony Sousa. We've got our first in-studio co-host and our guest today, Ianthesage.
How's it going, guys?
So Ian,
do you want us to call you Ian or
yeah,
Adrian?
Adrian, what do you would you like us to call you?
Yeah, because I know Anthony Sousa personally. We went to high school together. You can just say Adrian.
Adrian.
We're chill here.
So well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your album, what it's called, what inspired you to make it? Just a little backstory about yourself, maybe.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Ianthesage. My stage name is Ianthesage. I'm a 21-year-old rapper from Boston, and so the project I just released is called Levitating Man, and basically it just takes you on a journey of like my own spiritual journey over the past like year and a half. I got into spirituality in like August of 2019, and it's personally really like transformed my life. I feel like I was in a really bad place sort of mentally when I found spirituality, and now I don't know. I feel like a lot more at balance, at peace, and so that's what kind of inspired me to make the project. As for music in general, music has kind of been around my whole life. Like my dad's a musician. He does like Peruvian music, so it's a lot different from rap.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's into that. I was in the band actually with Sousa also
Yeah.
during high school. That was
What
fun.
instruments you guys play?
I played saxophone for like
Mhm.
7 years.
How about you?
Yeah, I was doing mallet percussion and also like drums. If anyone knows what a marimba is, like I did that. It's kind of like a xylophone.
Mhm.
So I did that for years, and then I quit all the marching band groups to like make beats for the second half of high school, and I was like super dead set on like being a producer, to the point where I got like so obsessed with it, and I like put a lot of stress on myself, and then I got like super disillusioned with it, and like right when college applications were due, I switched all my majors to business, and then for like 4 years I did not look back. And so I just got back into music now during the quarantine, and it's kind of been like this is really just a passion project that I've been working on for the past like
Right.
5 or so months.
So this project came out of the quarantine completely. Like, you think that if that didn't happen, you might not have started the project at all, or what do you think?
Honestly, probably like I can tell you the exact moment. Like the day I started rapping again was July 11th, and the reason I know that is because, well, first of all, if you go to the second track on my tape, I have a song about like stocks.
Yeah.
So like around that time, I was super into like stocks, and I kind of still am.
Hmm.
But so all throughout quarantine, I was watching this one guy on YouTube who like streams the stock market like every single day. And so he like does rapping on the side too. And so he made like a mixtape himself, and it was kind of about stocks. And there was this one instrumental that just like really took me back to like the shit that I love about rap. Like, so it was like a super grimy like East Coast type beat, and I was like, bro, this is so hard. Like, I want to make my own remix. And I was trying to, and then I realized like he probably wouldn't like me using that beat.
Yeah.
So then it just kind of spiraled into like first it was that, and then it was, oh, I want to do like a 5-track EP just for fun. And so like I got a pretty addictive personality, so it spiraled even more to the point where like it became the Levitating Man, which is 9 tracks long.
Yeah. That's sick. How did it's so interesting to like reach that whole like spiritual awakening in itself, like to get to that place, but like for you to try and like compile everything that you've learned from it and to put it into like words and like especially into music, like it must have been so cool to just do that like all together. Like
100%. Yeah. I mean, we were talking earlier about how like there's not many people who are even talking about like spirituality in music. Like
Right.
sometimes, yeah, people like mention it here or there, but like basically the whole project for me, the whole project was about spirituality, and the songs that are like not about it still tie in because
yeah,
it really communicates. The whole project communicates like me going back and forth and feeling like pulled by both sides, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like this whole year I've been trying to be like I said, much more grounded, much more balanced. But at the same time, like a lot of material things are like holding me back, like money, for example, like with the
exactly.
stock song. So,
It's
So
but
one of the things I was going to ask about is in the first song on the album, um, you're kind of saying like how you're like ready for the spiritual journey, and then the next song is literally about like the most like it's like you just go back to like almost like your vice, like trying to chase that money, which is like the antithesis of literally what like that first track was about. And then you hear that voice come back in, like the narrator or that conversation. I don't know what that character is supposed to be, but it's basically like I thought you were past this, like this money shit, funny shit, like whatever. And
Yeah.
then, you're like, yeah, but like to tell us about that, like that duality and going back and forth.
Yeah, you actually hit the nail on the head, like for real. That was good. So yeah, the first song is like, oh, I found peace. Like I'm at this good point. And by the way, the narrator is just like he's just me, but another like ass side of me, if that makes sense. Like the whole album's kind of just like a conversation with myself, and so
Yeah.
it's like two sides of me, like spiritual me versus like whatever materialistic me. So again, like the first song ends very abruptly because it's like the conversation between like me and myself, and it sounds almost like an interview. And then that like deep voice me in the song like gets kind of mad. He's like, "Yo, get the fuck off my show." And then, so it cuts off super abruptly, and then the next song is like it comes out of nowhere,
Yeah,
really.
hard
So
to.
that's why I kind of layered it like that.
Bro, where do you get your beats from?
All YouTube, like literally, I'm on YouTube for like hours, just like looking at beats, looking at beats. Um, and so like I just buy leases for the beats.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had a producer or you made them yourself, how that worked. So,
No, it's interesting because like before I was talking about like I used to make beats only, like I never really rapped when I was like 16, 17. And now it's like I'm doing everything except making the beats because I feel like my forte is actually not in production, but
I feel like a lot of rappers start that way anyways too though. Like
100%, yeah.
like Kanye started out just making beats for everyone, and then now he's just working with everyone who that's my favorite artist, so I'll probably reference him a few times.
Yo, me too. Yeah, Kanye's my goat, like for real.
Out of
Um,
both, yeah. Bro, he's the best. He bro, all right, I'll go off track a little bit, but were you as disappointed as I was when Yandi never came out and he had songs titled like chakras, all the shit?
Bro, that like Law of Attraction song or whatever. I was like, bro,
Attraction.
this is like up my alley. I need you to release this shit.
He went from spiritual to like Christianity like out of nowhere and then just scrapped the album completely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was mad, especially because the leak sounded like so good.
It's so good. Oh man. Um, so you said your dad is also makes music.
Yeah, he does like Andean music. I don't know if you guys or anyone listening is gonna get this reference, but there's this one South Park episode about like Peruvian pan flute bands, and so if anyone knows what that is, like the what they show there is basically what my dad does. But it's super chill. Like like I said, I played percussion, so like sometimes I even performed with him back in like middle school, high school. I was playing like a little piano, a little bit of drums. But it's chill. It's definitely a lot different than the music that I make, but it's cool.
How's
That,
your go ahead.
sorry.
Uh,
That actually links into like one of the thoughts that we had. Like whenever like a kid, like people our age get into like things that are different from like the family ties and stuff, like getting away from like what's the normal. And we were wondering like if your family was like, how do your family feel about like the music that you make?
yeah.
But like it seems if your dad makes music, he might understand it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been no like conflict at all, which is interesting because especially with rap, there's a lot of like stereotypes
Yeah.
about I don't even like just the subject matter or like everything related to rap. But my family, like I love them so much. They're super loving and understanding. So it's never been any sort of conflict with that. Like they literally like let me be in here for like hours a day and just like make my music, and it's good. It's fun.
So,
One of the things that Sousa referenced told to me earlier was how you've been like before it dropped, you were hyping it for like quite a bit, saying December 21st, December 21st. And I know that there was a lot of ties to like this big event or like shift that was about to happen on December 21st through the 25th, I think. Is that something that you had in mind the whole time for the
Yeah, 100%. It was like a half joke though,
yeah.
because like I had this idea like months ago because like the spiritual community was hyping this up way before Twitter was. Like
Right.
they were hyping up this like, oh, December 21st, like, and they were saying like, oh, you remember fucking 2012 December 21st, like the Mayans got it wrong by 8 years, like it's this year or some shit. So I was like, fuck it, like I'm the shift almost. But like as a joke, and then like Twitter ran with it with a bunch of other stuff. But like, yeah, basically.
That's dope.
That's fire.
Dude, how did you like? Every time I look at the cover, I'm like trying to figure out how you got that picture. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah. So, do you know where I filmed it? I feel like you might know.
It looked so familiar because it looked like close to like I remember in the 2020 freestyle like visualizer, it's so clear that it was at Lafayette and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you go to Boston for it?
No, it was the abandoned church that they just tore down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was there. So we filmed that in like August
Mhm.
before I like had any songs solidified or anything. But the way in which we did it was I had this little like stool, and so we set up the camera on a tripod, took a picture of like the background,
Yeah.
and then instantly like I ran in with the stool and like positioned myself in like whatever like the pose like that, and then I edited the picture and just like took out
Yeah.
scribbled out the
For
stool.
everyone at home who doesn't know what we're talking about, his album is called Levitating Man, and in the artwork for the album, he's literally just in a crisscross applesauce, just levitating like 3 feet off the ground. So, yeah, we were trying to figure that out. Like,
I was like,
how did he Photoshop
did
this?
he was
Did he
in
jump?
my head, I was like, it's so clear that he photoshopped it, but it'd be so funny if he just jumped in the air.
I was thinking of that, but I think the blur would have been like
Yeah,
fucked
it would
up.
have been fucked up. Yeah.
How do you fit making music into your schedule?
Damn, I mean, it's funny because like I made this project during probably the hardest semester of my life. Like I was doing well, first of all, I'm a business major, but like a year ago, I thought like I could probably use some like coding experience and like find the intersection of that because those skills are like very useful in the job market right now. So I took like all coding classes this semester, and that shit like was a lot. It was hard. um, so I don't know. I was just like when it wasn't me schoolwork, it was music. Literally, like that's all I did the whole like September to December this year. And I tried to make it like I don't even know. Like I just used all my free time essentially for music.
Yeah. Who would you say are your biggest influences? Maybe not necessarily all like musical influences, but just influences that helped you make this album. That like everyone that maybe was a part of making this or inspired you to go down this path, like that. The people that helped you the most, I guess, during this.
Damn, I mean, I gotta shout out my family, of course. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they taught me so much about like love and empathy. And I think that has a big influence on the project. In terms of spiritual influences, like I the reason I got into spirituality was I saw this one video like years ago of Jim Carrey who had like his spiritual awakening.
I remember
And so
that.
when I was like super down bad, like a couple of years ago, in my mind I was like, oh, I remember that one Jim Carrey video, and he was pretty happy.
Clowning
So
them.
that's what like started the spiral. Um, so him, like I listened to a lot of Eckhart Tolle, Aaron Apke, who's this like spiritual YouTuber. He's actually in the album on the fifth song. There's like this interlude in between it's on the song Ego Transience, and so he's like this little part.
That's-
Yeah.
I can't wait for the video.
Yeah, no, it's gonna come out. I gotta think of it, but I have it ready. I just need to like do
Oh.
the promotion for it. But yeah, he's a big influence, and artistically, we talked about Kanye. Like,
Mhm.
see, I don't think I sound like Kanye, but he definitely like is my favorite artist,
Right.
and probably Mos Def or
Yeah.
Yasin Bey now. But
Mhm.
I love his music so much.
So yeah, the next question was just your favorite artist. So
Kanye.
yeah, there we are right there.
I listen to everyone though. Like someone, I listen to every like side of rap basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good too, cause like getting zoned into that one like genre of sub rap and stuff can get you so like out of the loop. Like,
Yeah.
everyone that like only listens to Cole will never understand like the trap artists like Lil Baby or like Lil Uzi and stuff.
Yeah,
You have to have an open mind on everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
100%. I feel the same way.
Who would you say your dream collaboration would be down the road?
Damn. I feel like if you asked me any day, it would probably be like Mos Def.
Mhm.
Damn, I don't want to say Kanye though, because I feel like we talked about that. Who would bring like the best feature? Probably like Black Thought. Like if I barred out with Black Thought, he's the rapper from the Roots.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, or Andre 3000 probably. One
Bro,
of them two, because
Andre,
those are like
you
they're
let-
both in my top five.
he's so
Andre's so good.
So
Um,
good.
so like, what's your process when it comes to making a song? Do you listen to beats and then try to like find a flow and find the lyrics? Do you write first and then try to find something that fits? Like, how does that work for you?
I definitely start with the beat first, I'd say, and then I don't always have a concept when I go into it. Like I'm seriously just looking for like a beat that knocks and is like how would I say it? Like a lot of YouTube beats are very like they're good, but they're like very derivative, if that makes sense. Like it's a beat that I could find kind of anywhere.
yeah.
So I try to find like instrumentals that have some sort of like jazz to it or some like flair that makes it different or more like out the box.
Even
So I
first
definitely start there.
that first
Um,
track when it like starts and it's just like it's like so like
yeah,
different like that like when I first listened to it because like when people say that they're gonna drop music like around us like it's gonna be
Check
some
me out
like
on SoundCloud, bro. And
yeah
it's
like
like,
I'm like yeah I'll check it out or whatever but like that first track or like your 2020 freestyle like leading up to it I was actually kind of like I was like I wonder if he's gonna like pull some shit off like because lyrically like you were there like I was like I fuck with this and then the first beat off the first track like I am it was just like that bass I was like oh this is nice it was like
yeah, I try to make like that's the one thing I love about music, like especially when artists make it like a cohesive like experience almost.
yeah
Like that's what I love about Kendrick or like Travis even. Like their albums take you on like a journey almost. And so like that's what I love to do with my music as well.
literally the day it dropped, he texted me and he's like, bro, check this out. This is someone I know, but trust me, it's good. Like, he's like, let me know what you think. He's like, because it's so crazy how like someone that I actually know is making music that I would actually listen to,
yeah
like on my own time.
that's what
Yeah,
like
that means
that it just caught me so off guard like it was so good like I don't know I was just expecting like something so like cohesive like you said so it just like caught me so off guard I was like this shit is fun all of us like from ever high and shit were like tweeting and I was like bro like everyone's on this wave right now like
yo, the support I got was like I did not expect that shit at all. I was so happy.
so it's so like true like most rappers are like rapping about like whatever they think will like get them like up there like anything like oh I
Yeah.
go like blah 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 you're just rapping like about everything that you've learned and you can tell like you've changed as a person like listening to that Adrian was like damn I haven't talked to this kid in
Yeah,
so
he literally
long
hit me up. He's so like he's different than he was back then. Like this is like I feel like I'm like meeting someone new. Wow, but
Damn.
this album.
Yeah,
no
because we
disrespect to old Adrian but I
yo,
really
when did we like the last time we saw each other was like maybe the Brockhampton concert or some shit, probably.
yeah I remember that
Damn.
yeah it was a great ago
Yeah, it's been years. But yeah, I feel that with like artists and I don't know. I think like there's a lot of rappers I see, especially because like I've been obviously the next step is like promotion. Like I'm trying to get my name out there.
yep
And
Mhm.
there's a lot of like rappers that I see on like Twitter and shit who are like great, like on a technical level, but like I could get what they're putting out from like 50 other rappers.
hmm
And so like I'm always trying to be like a little different or like say something of like a lot of substance or like I said, something out of the box, whether it comes from like the beats or like the subject matter or like whatever, like the music videos. Like yeah,
yeah
you'll see for the next one, man. It's good.
TikTok account?
Sorry?
Do you have a TikTok account?
I do, yeah. I post like every once in a while. I think like posted like 5 days ago
I feel
maybe.
like if
But
you made a video and you're like, hey, for everyone into spirituality, I just want to say, like, I just made this video, blah, 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 sample a song. Like, you'll reach an audience because TikTok is so, like, different than every other platform. It'll just send it out to, like, if you use the right hashtags, it'll just send it out to people who are interested in that. And they'll probably just find it a lot easier than just trying to, like, hope that your friends retweet it enough where, like, people can see it. Because that'll just give you, like, a reach that you don't even have access to.
1,000%, bro. TikTok is so organic too, which is like why I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to get more on that for sure.
And
Basically, whenever I have like a freestyle that I just like make, I usually try to post it there. Just because, like you said, like it can go out to everybody, and like I follow some people on TikTok who literally just do that. Like they just post freestyles of them like rapping, and they've blown up for real.
Yeah. And it's the whole like duet thing is cool. Like you can like have someone like rap back and forth with you. I've seen that. Like they'll like duet,
Yeah,
and then like you'll go bar for bar. It's pretty cool.
yeah, for
Um,
real.
Bro, so what is the whole project in itself, the Levitating Man? Like, what does it mean to you personally? Like, if you were to give it like a short, like I don't even know how to
a
explain
brief
it.
description, I guess.
Not even a description, but more like a, just like, you know how like artists when they get away from like their albums up, they come back. Like I like Kevin Abstract was talking about this. Like he dropped Iridescence, and when on like that first listen, you can tell it's so more raw than their other stuff, like Saturation and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like at the time he got so much hate for it because it was so different from all their stuff, but he ended up saying that it was his most favorite like album that they've dropped. So like personally, like what does this project like mean to you?
Damn. I mean, I think definitely it's like me coming out of my shell because like I feel like I'm a pretty like introverted, like
Yeah.
in my own lane type of person. And so I never thought that I'd be like out here making music, not even like rapping. Like that's crazy. And like putting myself out there, especially like visually for people to see in like videos and shit like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a big step for that for me, like from a confidence standpoint, you know? Because like I said, years ago I wouldn't have thought that I'd be doing something like this.
Right.
Um, so yeah, definitely like a shift, if that makes sense.
Where do you think that confidence came from?
I don't even know, mate. I guess the spirituality and like me kind of ingraining in my own mind, like what people say really doesn't matter as much as I think it does.
Yeah.
Or as I thought it did in the past.
Hmm. So like, how have you incorporated spirituality into your life? Like, what are some things that you do now that are different or believe in? Like, I know some people will like keep a journal or do like affirmations in the morning or keep crystals. Like, there's a bunch of stuff involved in it. Like, what are some things that you found working best for you, if there's anything like that?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think the basic answer is like meditation for sure. But I do meditation a little differently. Like I don't always just kind of sit in my room and like whatever do the typical meditation. Like I love going on walks and just like sort of how would I say it? Like tapping into that sense of awareness, I guess, while walking. And for me, I found that to be like super peaceful. Um, but as for other things, like I always found that people, even myself included, like do spiritual things for the sake of like looking spiritual.
Mhm.
And that's like the same exact like ego trap that other people fall in with a bunch of other hobbies and shit that they think will like fix their lives.
It's almost like a gatekeeping almost, or like, oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't do that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Bro, 1,000%. Like, oh, you're not into crystals or astrology, you must not be spiritual. Or
Yeah.
like for me, in my own mind, I was like, oh, you didn't meditate for 30 minutes today, you must not be really spiritual. When in reality, it's like it's not like that. It's literally just like the only thing is that awareness, having that awareness of your own thoughts, or like for me, a big thing is like, yeah, being aware of my thoughts and like trying to stop negative thought loops before they happen.
Mhm.
That's one super big thing that has helped me like feel better in my own life.
Yeah, it's so hard to get out of those loops because it just happens out of nowhere. And once you think of it once, like you'll push it in the back of your head, and it'll just come right back throughout the day. Like
100%.
fucks up
It's
your whole.
ingrained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. The big question: what's the word with the deluxe?
The deluxe, yo. Oh, see, I'm in this weird space where I don't know if I want to do a deluxe or just like straight up make another project
Mhm.
or just do random singles. Like,
Yeah, because
so the project dropped like 2 weeks ago.
if
But sorry?
you no sorry, if you were to like do a deluxe, would it be like do you have the reject tracks of that album, or was every track like something you stayed on and just didn't like throw away?
Yeah, like would you be making new stuff or would it be like the throwaways, stuff like that?
I would definitely be making new stuff because the throwaways are pretty shit. Like they're like the first September, August around then, like the songs I was making then, I think only a couple of those like got on this, ended up on the tape.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so I'd probably be making new shit.
So when you were making this, did you go into it with a concept in mind? Like this is what the album's gonna be about beginning to end, or and like I'm just trying to find ways to like fill this narrative, or was it more just I have all these songs, how can I order it in a way that I like? Like what was the like the sequencing, like the thought process behind the sequencing?
Yeah, so so in July when I first started rapping, like I actually made that 5-track EP I was talking about. Like I made that, I wrote that in like 2 weeks, and then I was gonna go record it, and I started recording it, and I was like, damn, I sound like shit, and this is ass. And so like I just didn't like I trashed literally all 5 of those songs. But they had kind of the same like trajectory, I guess, or like general message. Like I start off like peaceful, and then I go through like all the shit that's fucking up my life, and then like I end the mixtape in like a peaceful way. Um, and so I had that like idea going into the actual creation of the tape. But it was literally just it was like filling gaps, if that made sense.
Hmm. Um, I had a question. I completely lost it.
Where I was telling Reggie that we were gonna do this podcast, and he was like, "Yo, on air, tell Adrian I said hi."
Yo, what's good, Reggie? Reggie was about to be on the tape too.
Really?
I wanted him to do before, like in the first song, or like I have the like interview thing going on. I originally was gonna make it like some phone call where Reggie would be like, "Yo, Sage, what you all spiritual for? Like,
Yeah.
fucking, I don't know, like you think you're better than us or some shit?" Like, and then it would cut off really abruptly.
Reggie would say too, like,
Yeah, like Reggie would be the perfect person to say that shit.
or maybe even like Darrell or something, like, "Yo, like, what type of shit?"
Yeah, it was between them two actually. It was Darrell or Reggie.
So I got it back. So like you said, like you came out of your comfort zone to make this, and like this is like one of your first projects. I know you said you had a 5-song EP, but like what would you say? What advice would you give to someone who maybe has an interest in starting rapping or just making music in general? And like, what advice would you give them to like break out of that comfort zone or get their start? Like what to someone starting off, like what would you suggest to them having just gone through that?
Damn, I mean, I would say start off on some, I don't even know, like make everything and just post everything. I know I didn't do that, but I think other artists have that advice, and I think it just like I don't know. I think it's good to just post everything and just get through that creative process.
Right.
Yeah,
Get that feedback.
yeah, get the
Because
feedback
I
for
know a lot
sure.
of people are afraid to put out their early stuff
Yeah,
publicly, like, oh, I'm not good enough yet, I'm not good enough yet. But like a lot of people like a lot of unreleased tracks from artists are some like big fans like favorite songs, and it's like, damn, this never came out. But like
buddy, man.
the artist didn't think it was good enough. So there's always like
Yeah, that's true.
quality versus quantity that the artist deals with, and the fans kind of wish everything would come out, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Though I mean, for the feedback part, like there is a lot of people who are like say your shit is good, but like it may like they may just be lying through their teeth. So it really depends. I don't know.
It's almost like have you gotten any negative feedback yet?
Let me
Like any
think. Like
comments on YouTube or something, or like
not on YouTube, not. Let me think. Like on Reddit, I think one guy was like, "This is corny." Like one person, and then, well, that's because I posted the track Wall Street Bets. I posted it on the Wall Street Bets subreddit.
Oh yeah,
But like
you got some views from that, right?
that's what got the video to 1,000 views.
Right.
Like, yeah, let's go. But like literally like 99% of the people were like, "Yo, this is fire."
yeah,
Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah, my question was going to be, how do you deal with like people saying negative things for like what anything like that? But it seems like for the most part, it's been pretty positive feedback.
Pretty positive, yeah. I guess I wouldn't sweat it just because like me and then whoever is hearing this, like you're most likely just starting out. Like, so I wouldn't take it like to heart.
Right.
Like an example, there's this website called Submit Hub where like as an artist, like this is kind of the promotion stuff I was talking about. Like you pitch your music to different curators and like blogs or people with like Spotify playlists that have like a lot of likes on them.
Mhm.
And so they can like either accept it and like add it to their playlist
Oh,
or make a blog post about you, or
yeah.
they could deny it. Yeah. And then they also like it's required that they give you feedback. So I mean everyone gets accepted, and a lot of people like get denied there too. So I've gotten a few denials, and it's been constructive more than anything. So yeah, I would just be open to any sort of feedback, and
Mhm.
I would definitely take the hateful feedback with a grain of salt, because I feel like people who say hateful things often hate, like maybe not hate
Something
themselves, but
going
like,
on,
yeah,
something that we're not seeing. Yeah, something. Yeah, some
1,000%.
to be a keyboard warrior and wanna
Yeah, literally.
um you can say anything behind the screen.
For real, yeah.
um, what else do we got?
Or where do you see yourself in like a few years?
Yeah,
This path that you're going on. Like, do
Well, I
you
don't even,
see this as like a fun hobby, or like
is
do you
this
think that you can make something out of this? Like, not
damn, I mean, it'd be cool to make something out of it.
to like do something.
Yeah, like I definitely want to for sure.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's gonna be like a hobby that I put a good amount of time into. Um, but at the same time, like I think I could maybe do something. The one thing for me is like I don't think of myself as a performer. Like I don't really feel like being on stage, to be honest. Like that's just not me. So from like I probably do everything from like an internet side of things,
Mm.
post videos, make music videos, all that stuff. But yeah, probably not performing. But I think that'll make my output go higher. Like if I'm not touring or anything, like I could just put more into like music videos or put more into like merchandise or something.
Yeah.
um the thing I was gonna ask is how would you have you noticed that your business school background is helping this at all? Like is when it comes to marketing and any of that, like how do you apply that and how has it helped?
Yeah, 1,000%. Like maybe from like the negotiation standpoint, like people like hit me up like asking like, oh, I can promo your shit for X amount of money. And so like for me, what's always on my mind is like, is it going to be cost effective? Does it make sense to spend $50 on a tweet or some shit like that?
Mhm.
If people like charge that amount. And so yeah, that's definitely part of it. I've been experimenting with Facebook ads, and that's been working like super well.
Mhm.
And so yeah, it's been like costs and benefits, and like seeing what type of promo is the most cost effective, the most like profitable down the line, what'll like actually give me followers that like will stay there, will be retained, and can maybe like buy a tape or like buy merchandise down the line. So that's always in the back of my head for sure.
And have you ever like I know you had the 2020 freestyle. Is there any like are any of the songs freestyled or do you normally write and then like rework what you just wrote? Like how like what's that process like for you?
Yeah, I definitely read everything. I know that the term freestyle has been like mad diluted over the years. Like
Yeah.
everyone like says freestyle, and nobody is actually like freestyling it like off the fucking dome. Um, but yeah, like I have a pretty meticulous like writing and then also recording process. Like everything is like a mesh of like 10 different takes.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
was that too.
yeah. So yeah, it's basically that.
So how does that so you do like all of your like engineering and stuff on your own and like recording like everything that's all you?
Yeah, that's all me. But I am looking to get like someone to mix it because I think there are people who have much better mixing skills than I do, like a lot better. So yeah, I'm gonna probably like get somebody to do that for like the next single, like the next project.
Have you thought about the next project at all or are you just still trying to focus on this as much as you can?
A little bit, yeah. So like I have enough like content lined up that I can kind of like ride that out for like I'd say a month or so.
Mhm.
And so like right now I'm literally just like experimenting with sounds, like just making music for fun while I'm doing the promotion.
Yeah.
Um, so I think I'm going in the direction of like another project, but I'm obviously not going to reveal that yet, like what the direction
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Because one of the questions I was going to have is do you see yourself staying on this spiritual thing like throughout all your projects, or do you think you'll switch it up and maybe like tackle something else that you dealt with or are going through and stuff like that? Like where do you see your future projects going in direction?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say like spirituality is definitely the backbone, I'd say, of everything. Like
Okay.
what I have in all like my bios and shit is like spreading positivity or spreading peace. Like that's what I always want to do in my music. So I'm never gonna switch up on some like fuck kill shit. Like you know what I mean? Like that music is fun. Like I listen to that shit personally. Like but my own music is always gonna be something like positive and always have like a peaceful message. Um, but at the same time, like I think for this next project, I'm gonna like tackle other shit that's not like directly spiritual.
Yep.
but it's always gonna come back.
Right. Anything else you want to add?
Is there anything you want to say to fans that have just found you or supporters that have been supporting you? Like anything you want to say to them?
Damn, I mean, shout out all my day ones for sure. Like all the people in Everett and Boston in general, like my college friends too, my family too. Like y'all have been super supportive, and I genuinely like super appreciate that. For any new people, like we're still pretty early in the process, so y'all are my day ones too, as far as shit's concerned. So yeah, thank everyone for listening. Like, yeah, it's only up from here, you know.
Exactly. Where can they find you on social media? Where can they listen to the project?
Yeah, I'm at Ianthesage on like every single social media. Spotify, Apple Music, Ianthesage, the project again, the Levitating Man. I'm also on like the project's on YouTube, it's on SoundCloud, I think Amazon Music if you're like going that route. But yeah, Ianthesage everywhere.
Awesome.
We'll have it all linked down in the description too.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, so thank you so much for coming on. This is super cool. And got everyone go check him out. Check out his music video that he has out already, and also check out the one that will be coming out. Did you give a date for that already?
Nah, no date yet. I'm gonna brainstorm the date.
Got you. All right. Thank you so much, man. And it's been a pleasure. We'll be listening.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a pleasure too. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Of course.
Clinging on the praise just a little, and at times I'm in the mental. There's times where I felt the drive to the pride. Many knelt on my mind on a rock on my top of these pelts. The light touch kingdoms, I want it. Bands on the wallet, crowns on, I'm modest.